Hi guys, Steve Olin, the Soul Fan. In my previous video I was showing you guys a PVC flute I made. I was out at the workbench. Anyway, this is the PVC flute. 5-hole flute. It plays a pentatonic scale. I mentioned I'd give you an update on my cedar flute. This is the cedar flute I was working on. And it's now finished. It's also a 5-hole flute. Lots of folks making wooden flutes use a lathe to turn down a square piece of wood and make it round, and then they use a long gun drill bit or an auger bit to do the center bore. I don't have all of those tools, so I decided to see if I can make some wooden flutes with the tools that I did have. So this actually started out as 2 pieces of 1x2. I routed out half of the bore on one piece of wood and half on the other piece of wood, and then clamped them together with wood glue. You can't even really see the seam on this side. This side it's a little more obvious because the color of the wood changes right at the seam. But anyway, so this is the cedar flute I made. Also made one out of red oak. It's a little bit bigger around than the other. And this one's a little heavier because it's oak. But basically used the same technique to make it and glued it together. It seems to work out okay. But when I started this whole thing, what I really wanted to do was make some bamboo flutes, and I didn't have any bamboo. So I found a piece of bamboo laying in a parking lot from a company that's here in town. And so I picked it up and decided to try and make a flute out of it. So this is the bamboo flute that I made. Now on my wooden flutes, and as well as at the beginning of making this flute, I was cutting holes with a drill. That's not really the best way to make wooden or bamboo flutes for that matter. So after doing some more studying and research, I found that using a burning tool is the proper way, or the way the experts do it. I don't really know what their burning tools are made out of. I just put this together myself. It's a little piece of steel rod that I had, and I made a long wooden handle so I could keep my hands away from the heat. I was going to use a outside burner that I had, but this time around I used the propane torch that I had to make it, to get it hot and then just burn these holes, and it worked out pretty well. I like the way it came out. The holes are much cleaner. It doesn't splinter and stuff like when you try to use the drill. You might have a little piece hanging down inside the airway. Anyway, so the burning tool works out much better. So I said I'd give you an update. There it is. This is my first bamboo flute. I'm loving doing this. I'm really enjoying it. Still learning how to play. And I hope to make many more flutes. So if by any chance you decide that you'd be interested in having me make you a flute, drop me a comment or head over to the blog post I just wrote about my experience making Native American flutes. Thanks for watching, guys.